Welcome back to Future Bike Zone, the place where future meets the road. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic names in motorcycling history, reborn in a race-inspired avatar, the 2025 Honda Super Cub HRC 110. For decades, the Honda Super Cub has been the unsung hero of the motorcycle world. With over 100 million units sold globally since its inception, it's the most produced motor vehicle in history. But what happens when Honda decides to inject some HRC Honda Racing Corporation DNA into this humble commuter? The result is the stunning new Super Cub HRC 110, and today, we're taking a deep dive into every aspect of this bold new machine. The 2025 Honda Super Cub HRC 110 isn't your everyday city runabout. It's built as a tribute to both heritage and high performance. Inspired directly by Honda's racing pedigree, especially in the Mini MotoGP and Japanese championship circuits, this Super Cub channels track-ready vibes into a street-legal frame. At first glance, it's unmistakably a Super Cub: clean lines, classic step-through body, and that signature headlamp. But the moment you take a closer look, the differences are impossible to ignore. From the upgraded suspension to the racebred livery and refined chassis tweaks, this Cub is no longer just cute, it's competitive. Let's talk engine. The 2025 HRC 110 comes equipped with a revised 109 cubic centimeters four-stroke, single-cylinder, air-cooled engine. While that may sound modest on paper, the tuning has been completely overhauled by HRC engineers for better throttle response, smoother gear transitions, and a more aggressive mid-range. Unlike the regular Super Cub models that are tuned for fuel economy, the HRC 110 gets a different ECU map, a sportier exhaust system, and a lighter flywheel, all designed to maximize acceleration and responsiveness. The engine revs faster, feels livelier, and makes you want to push harder, whether you're on the street or tackling tight corners on a twisty track. Performance-wise, this little beast surprises everyone. It pushes out around 9.5 horsepower at 8,000 RPM, and with its super lightweight body tipping the scales at around 87 kilograms, the power-to-weight ratio gives it genuine punch. Don't let the numbers fool you, this bike delivers pure joy. The transmission is a 4-speed semi-automatic, refined for smoother shifts and a more connected feel. You don't need a clutch lever, just tap the shifter and go. It's a setup that's perfect for urban riders who want a sporty edge without the hassle of full manual operation. And because this is an HRC model, the gear ratios have been slightly adjusted for quicker launches and tighter power delivery. Suspension and handling are where the Super Cub HRC 110 really stands out. Honda has equipped this model with Showa telescopic front forks and twin rear shocks tuned for sport riding. The frame geometry has been subtly tweaked to improve handling characteristics. The result? A ride that feels stable, nimble, and incredibly flickable. Cornering is a delight. Even at higher speeds, the bike remains planted and confident. Braking is sharp too, thanks to upgraded disc brakes at the front with a 2-piston caliper, and a drum setup at the rear that keeps weight down but offers solid stopping power. There's no ABS here, and that's intentional. This model is aimed at purists and racing enthusiasts who want direct feedback from the road. Design-wise, Honda has done a fantastic job blending the retro charm of the Super Cub with bold HRC race aesthetics. The bike is finished in Honda's classic tricolor livery, white, blue, and red, which immediately screams racing DNA. The side panels feature HRC badging, and there are subtle nods to Honda's racing heritage all around, from the seat stitching to the sporty graphics. The seat is a single-piece saddle, slightly firmer than the standard Cub, providing better support during aggressive riding. It also sits just a bit lower, giving the rider a more commanding position. The handlebar position is slightly altered too, now lower and wider, for better control in sporty situations. The wheels are lightweight alloys fitted with 17-inch sticky tires designed for better road grip. These aren't your average city tires, they're sport compound rubbers that offer superior traction, whether you're cruising or carving through corners. The front wheel houses a wave disc brake rotor, not just for looks, but for improved heat dissipation during aggressive braking. Even the foot pegs have been moved slightly rearward for a more aggressive stance. While this version of the Super Cub is aimed at the performance crowd, it hasn't forgotten its urban roots. There's still a fully digital speedometer that includes a trip meter, fuel gauge, and gear indicator. The headlamp is a full LED unit, circular in shape to keep that vintage Cub vibe alive, but ultra-modern in functionality. Rear indicators are now flush-mounted, giving the bike a more streamlined look. And despite all these performance upgrades, the HRC 110 still manages to sip fuel gently, delivering an impressive mileage figure of around 55 to 60 kilometers per liter, depending on riding style. And that brings us to the price. Honda has priced the 2025 Super Cub HRC 110 at approximately PKR 435,000 in the Pakistani market, or around $1,400 globally. That puts it slightly above the regular Super Cub, but well below most performance-oriented 110 cubic centimeters bikes. Considering the HRC enhancements, the track-inspired features, and the exclusivity of the package, this is an incredible value proposition. This isn't just a scooter or a commuter, it's a collector's piece, a weekend toy, and an everyday ride, all rolled into one. One of the most unique selling points of the HRC 110 is its versatility. It speaks to a wide audience, from young riders looking for a stylish entry into the world of motorcycling to experienced enthusiasts who want something fun, different, and full of character. It's a bike you can ride to college, take to your local cafe, or even thrash around on a go-kart track. It's light, efficient, and incredibly engaging to ride. You don't need a racetrack to enjoy this Cub, but if you find yourself on one, it won't disappoint. Another highlight is Honda's quality and reliability. Despite its sporty aspirations, this is still a Honda Super Cub at heart, meaning bulletproof build quality, low maintenance requirements, and class-leading durability. The bike is designed to last, and with Honda's extensive service network, keeping it in peak condition is effortless. Whether you're commuting through heavy traffic, exploring suburban roads, or challenging your buddies to a mini moto duel, the HRC 110 stands strong. The 2025 Super Cub HRC 110 is more than just an evolution, it's a revolution in the mini moto segment. Honda took the DNA of the world's best-selling bike and gave it a fresh shot of adrenaline. It's fast, fun, and fiercely unique. There's really nothing else like it in this category. It brings together the nostalgia of the past with the performance needs of today's young riders. It shows that motorcycles don't need to be big to be thrilling. In fact, the most fun often comes in small packages, and this is proof. So, if you're looking for something that blends everyday usability with weekend thrill, tradition with innovation, and simplicity with performance, the 2025 Honda Super Cub HRC 110 should be at the top of your list. It's not just a bike. It's a statement. A nod to racing heritage. A tribute to one of the greatest names in motorcycling history, revived, reimagined, and ready to rule the roads once again. That wraps up our in-depth look at the 2025 Honda Super Cub HRC 110. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Future Bike Zone for more exclusive reviews, and let us know in the comments, would you ride the HRC Cub? Or is there another small displacement rocket you think deserves attention? Until next time, keep riding forward into the future.